there's something that I read or heard some time ago about how the way society currently is set up, especially with like 9 to 5 and stuff like that, it's not really night owl friendly. And a lot of times those people they really struggle when they have to be at work at 9. Like, like so is there other ways to, or do you have any advice on some things that could help? I think you mentioned a few of them already that could help of if you don't have that freedom of okay, this is my rhythm, I'm just gonna stick to that, but you actually like you have to go in some ways even the opposite way. Do
Yeah.
you have any advice for that?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right that the world that we live in is designed by morning larks for morning larks. The kind of proportion of people who are in positions of power who are early morning chronotypes is disproportionate to the general population. So, and it's kind of not it's not that difficult to imagine how this has happened over time. That the people who are up first are the ones who started planning and blah blah blah, and the people who get up later were like, oh well, these are the plans. Oh, all right, then it's kind of fairly easy to imagine how that's happened. But it is the world that we live in. I have a slightly late chronotype, not horribly late, but I really struggle with mornings, and I've never been able to get used to it. So yeah, what can we do about it is a really difficult one. We as in sleep experts, the Sleep Project, and other kind of groups out there do and have campaigned for pushing things back, particularly school start times. You know, when you're getting kids out of bed way before, particularly in teenage years, when you're getting them out of bed way before their biological clock is ready to get up, then you're having, significant impacts on children. But hopefully over time, this message will start to be heard and there'll be more flexibility. And that does happen. And there is an element of self-selection. So a lot of late types, night owls, will self-select into jobs that work for them. There's a lot of night owls working in online industries, in kind of tech-based industries where they have flexible hours and they work long into the night. Um, but if we want to kind of fit with the uh, normal world, the kind of modern world's um, structure and timings, then the single biggest thing that we can do as later types to fit into an earlier kind of pattern is get morning sunlight. So as soon as we get up in the morning, the first thing that we should be doing, if we can, is getting outside. So indoor light is not enough. Light through a window is, sunlight through a window is better than just the kind of artificial lights, but it's still not enough. Getting outside, even on a cloudy day, the light that you get through the clouds from the sun is an order of magnitude greater than the light that you'll get from artificial lights inside. So as soon as we get up, get outside, make it your routine. Brush your teeth outside, have your cup of coffee outside, whatever it is, make it part of your routine and get outside and get some morning sun. And what that will do is it will help to bed in your circadian rhythm, but it will also help to, if you're getting it as soon as you wake up, it will help to pull your circadian rhythm forward a little bit, just a little bit earlier. And the more you do it, the more it will help, and the more it will, and the better you'll feel in the morning when you wake up. And the easier you'll find it to get to sleep at nighttime, because being a night owl, if you're a night owl, you can't go to sleep at 10 p.m. A lot of people try because they know they have to get up at 7 for work, and that what happens is it turns into insomnia because they go to bed at 10 p.m. but their body isn't ready to sleep until 3 a.m. So they lie in bed for 3 hours, tossing and turning, thinking about all sorts of things, getting anxious, catastrophizing, getting frustrated, and they end up with insomnia. And in reality, it's just because their circadian rhythm wasn't ready to sleep. So that effect, getting up in the morning and getting natural light, will help them to feel better in the morning, but also bring their clock forward a little bit. So getting to sleep at an earlier time in the evening might become possible as well. The alternative, if it's a day like this, I mean, it's a lovely sunny day actually, but it's -5 here in Manchester. There are light boxes that you can buy, and if you live in a particularly cold place, or if you live um, uh, near the Arctic Circle and you're not getting much sunlight at all during the winter months, then a light box is an alternative. It's not as good as getting out in the natural sunlight. It doesn't provide as much brightness of light to kind of really entrain your circadian clock, but it's an alternative.